Today, I'm here. I'm your host. My name is Jessica Paxton. I am product marketing manager at Smith.ai. And this webinar is going to be all about harnessing the power of reputation marketing for business growth. So we're going to talk about the techniques needed to generate more sales through reviews, referrals, and word of mouth marketing. You know, the old way is out, the new way is in, and we have Angelica here. She's she's marketing. Blah, 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 blah. She is. It's been a long day.
Partnerships.
Yes. Partner manager, not product manager. Very close, but different at NiceJob. And she's here for the live discussion. We're going to focus on, like I said, reputation marketing, best practices, and the role that it plays through boosting growth. We're going to talk about everything from how to turn customers into your biggest brand ambassadors, how to improve and leverage your brand's reputation, how to use 24/7 availability for your brand's reputation, how to request reviews, how to build a database of customer success stories, and so much more. There's going to be time for Q&A. We're going to do introductions and all of that. And we have the website chat open. We also have the question and answer module down at the bottom of your screen. So you're welcome to ask questions throughout the webinar. You do not have to wait till the end. Just pop them in the chat and we'll answer them here live if you'd like. So again, Jessica Paxton. I have a background in customer success and support. I managed a support team for a telecom company for about 6 years. So I know all too well the importance of the customer experience and reviews, managing those negative reviews, harnessing those positive reviews and those client testimonials. And now I'm product marketing manager at Smith.ai. So I'll also let Angelica introduce herself. Angelica?
Hey, everyone. I'm Angelica Cugini. I am the partner manager at NiceJob, and I work with a bunch of our partners. I call myself a professional friend maker and just try to spread the word of NiceJob. Fun fact about me is that I'm actually a cleaning service owner myself, so I have a unique perspective on getting reviews and how to grow your business based on how small businesses need to grow. So I'm happy and I welcome any questions that you guys have. Thank you so much, Jessica and Smith.ai for having me. And yeah, let's have some fun today.
I really like that, professional friend maker. You are a professional friend maker. We were friends from the absolute get-go. All right, well, let's dive in. Reputation management. Like, what does that mean in the digital age? Because you know, we can all think back to what reputation management meant in the Andy Griffith era, but what does it mean today in that digital age?
Well, so first of all, we actually like to call it reputation marketing versus reputation management. And only because we're not really managing the reputation once you get it. We're actually trying to create, like you mentioned, amazing fans out of our customers and market those fans so that they are spreading the word of how amazing you are. If you think about it, when you're trying to grow your business, the main question that you ask is, how do I get more customers? There's a few avenues to do that. First avenue is the one that people automatically think about, which is paid advertising. So you go on to Google, you go on to Facebook, you pay for Google ads, Facebook ads, Instagram ads, whatever kind of ads you can possibly pay for to get your brand out there. And those things become really, really, really expensive and hard to track. So yeah, you want to try and think about a way that's not so expensive. And then the next way is also content marketing. So email marketing, creating a newsletter list, making blogs, paying people to create blogs, and search engine optimization for your website. That also becomes super expensive and hard to track because you don't know what efforts you're actually putting out there in order for you to make those sales. Another way, which is the Andy Griffin way, is like print ads and events and direct sales and flyers and door hangers, all those kind of paper kind of marketings that again cost lots of money, but you don't know how effective they really are. And lastly, customer referrals or word of mouth marketing, and essentially digital reviews are now a way of marketing, and we call it digital review marketing. What's important with these kind of digital review marketings is to kind of like put yourself in the customer's head and see where they are actually looking for you, where, like, how are they finding you, and what exactly they're looking for. I like to say oftentimes, if I'm going to search for something, I'm going to search directly to Google. So having those word of mouth marketing kind of assets is really important to be on Google, because if people are looking for you on Google, you want to have a reputation on Google. I'm just actually going to tell you what reputation marketing is on behalf of NiceJob, but you can definitely make up your own mind about it. It is marketing. Reputation marketing is the practice of managing and promoting a company's reputation to enhance customer perception and increase sales. So basically just kind of getting a bunch of reviews from happy customers and using those reviews to market your brand and tell others that you're great from customers' perspective, not from your perspective, and increase sales. And how do you do that? Well, you don't get anything unless you ask. And that's the key thing to reputation marketing, is to ask all your clients for reviews, and then use those reviews and put them onto places where people can see them, like your social media accounts and your website too. Lastly, because this is a great question for me, I just could talk on and on forever about it. The old way of thinking, when you're going to think about reputation marketing, word of mouth marketing, digital assets, the old way to get more customers is invest in advertising, pay all that money on Google ads, billboard ads, what are those, bus station ads, and get people to buy from you because you're telling everyone that you're the best. Start with the decision every day, thinking, will this drive more revenue today? Will it drive more profit today? Will I make more money today? And then hope that you're going to get more customers. The new way of thinking these days is, instead of investing in advertising, invest in your customers and have them tell everybody that you're the best. Have them shout out from the rooftops that you're amazing. Customer generated content just works so much more effectively than actual ads and wordy displays of people saying how amazing you are. It's customers telling people that you're amazing that actually works much better. And then starting every decision with, will I make more money today? Will this drive more sales? Instead of starting decisions with that, start your decisions with, will my customers love this? This is a key aspect of reputation marketing, because it's essentially turning your customers into your biggest fans, and then they tell everybody how amazing you are. And then essentially, instead of hoping that you get more customers, you're going to actually, with this plan, have each customer bring you at least one more customer. Imagine where you're going to be in 3 years from now if you have at least one more customer from each customer that you have right now. In 5 years, it's just an amazing aspect that you can think about, like how many more sales you're going to get without just thinking about, how am I going to drive more profit today? That was a long-winded answer to that question, but hope that helps.
It was, but that answer definitely sparked, a dozen more questions from me. So I hope you're ready for them.
I love it.
And one of the things that you said that really resonated was, it's not just about getting more reviews. It's about using those reviews in your marketing and in your ads on your website as social proof. Using your customers' words and using your customers' testimonials as that social proof. So it's not your words saying, hey, we're great. It's your customers' words saying, hey, they're great. So I wanted to hit that point again to make sure everyone heard it and to make sure it didn't get missed, because that's something that I feel is often overlooked, and I wanted to dive into that a little bit more. How can brands or small and medium-sized businesses use reviews that they're getting in positive ways to help drive that social proof? What are some other ways that they can use those reviews, and not just leave them on Google or leave them on these other websites, but what can they do with them to help grow their business?
So those reviews are actually custom company assets that belong to the company now. So you can do whatever you want with those reviews and share them wherever you need to. I always suggest making some sort of social post with those, like on Facebook, LinkedIn. LinkedIn is always overlooked. It's very important. LinkedIn, Twitter, and Facebook. Those ones are the most important ones, in my opinion, because that's where people are looking for services and businesses. Of course, Instagram is also an option as well. But just creating some content that is around those reviews helps you develop that brand recognition and that trust even before people kind of think about making that purchase. But also, there's a statistic of, I think, 40% of the clients, or sorry, no, 80% of people that are coming onto your website are actually going to go directly to your reviews to see how you're servicing the clients. So if you don't have your reviews highlighted on your website, you're missing out on 80% of your potential business. And this is important because people are going to go onto your website to check out not only what services you offer, but how your customer service is. And if you don't have your reviews on there, it's already going to block people from purchasing, because when they're in that moment, they're already pre-qualifying you as a potential service, and having reviews adds extra trust and makes it easier for them to make that decision. Oh, and lastly, those reviews are not just great because they're extra content that you can use. They're actual vehicles of cloning those happy customers into actual other happy customers, because they see how you're dealing with those other people, and kind of sways away people that aren't necessarily your fit as a customer as well.
All right, thank you. Another thing that you said about turning your ads into investments in your customers, or investing in your current customers to drive more revenue. It immediately made me think of referrals. And I'd love if we could talk more about that at some point, maybe not right now, but not letting you get off this call until we talk about referrals later. So we will talk about that. There is a question from Josh, and I believe this question is geared towards you, Angelica, because it's talking about how are you using AI and social proof in creating copy for customer emails with call to actions. Josh, are you asking about the NiceJob software doing this?
You know what? That's actually a very interesting question, because we are very fluid with AI now, being such a huge topic, being such a necessary tool now that people are using it. And it's very easy to actually just type in a prompt in, let's say, ChatGPT, for example, and create a great email with a call to action just through that system itself, and circling it around maybe one of your customers' reviews. It will automatically just come up with something amazing there. If you're there's also ways that you can just type in like the actual review and into ChatGPT, and then ask it to respond to those reviews. And you can even do that kind of stuff with AI. But creating copy for customer emails with call to actions, yeah, just ask ChatGPT. They're like the masters of all this right now. They do half of my job.
All right. let's move on then. So we talked about what reputation marketing is in the digital age. And let's talk a little bit about why it's overlooked by small and medium-sized businesses. Is it just something like lack of knowledge or lack of time? Why do small and medium-sized businesses often overlook it?
Definitely lack of knowledge and lack of time are two things that are one of the reasons why the small businesses overlook it. Coming from a small business owner myself, the reason why I even sought out for a NiceJob, which by the way, I've been using for over 3 years now, well before I even started working for NiceJob. I can get into that story a little bit later, but I just didn't have enough time to follow up with my customers. And I needed a way to automate that whole process because I knew how important it was for growing my business and how important it was for seeking out more customers that were just like the ones that I already have that are happy and willing to talk greatly about us. Another reason is because people don't actually realize that having reviews on Google, for example, helps you have a huge SEO impact. In fact, if you have a certain amount of reviews and you get those reviews recently and you actually respond to those reviews, you'll more often than not show up in the Google Map 3-pack, which shows up just underneath the ads, and you just go there organically without actually paying for SEO or any kind of ad space. It just shows up right there. And this is important for local search engine optimization in particular.
Yes, absolutely. So that was actually going to be my, that may be the answer to my next question, which is if you're a small business owner and you have, let's say you have limited time, maybe you even have limited customers to engage with and to ask for reviews, where should you focus your time? If I could only focus on a handful of review sites, where should I focus? Where should I target first?
Okay, so the key thing here is to make sure that you don't give your customers too many choices because it does give them decision paralysis. I say Google is king. I mean, other people might have different opinions, but from our point of view, that's where everybody is searching for you, especially if you're a local business. Facebook is not a bad idea either. From what I remember reading, they actually have some sort of SEO value pulled into Google as well, and they show up on your Google business profile listing. So it's a good place to have a secondary option as well. But again, don't give them too many options because they're just going to be like, nah, I don't know where to leave it. So
right, absolutely. So Josh had another question and he said, when you say use reviews, do you mean using Google My Business reviews and then do things like take screenshots and use in emails? Absolutely. You can even take it one step further. If taking screenshots works, but I don't necessarily like the way the Google review screenshots look. So I'm just going to share the Smith.ai website really quickly. And let me just share this. Here we go. So everybody, hopefully you can see my screen. So if I scroll down a little bit, let me just keep going. Here's a review right here. You notice it's not a screenshot. It's simply a review that I got off of Trustpilot. Here's a little Trustpilot widget. So these reviews aren't necessarily screenshots, but they are reviews that someone left us. Here's another review, another quote that I've taken off of a review, and I put the headshot there. Now, this isn't a screenshot, so to speak, but I've taken that review, I've taken the asset, I've put it in my brand standards so that it matches the website and looks the way that I want it to look. And then I've put it on the website. So it doesn't necessarily have to be a screenshot. It can be whatever asset you want. And Angelica, she's going to talk a little bit later about the NiceJob platform and how they have like this fancy tool that can just auto embed it for you. So you don't even have to do any work. But yeah, that's exactly what we mean, Josh, taking these assets, taking these reviews and using them in different places. If you have an amazing review, heck yeah, put that in your email signature, put it on an ad, Like, we're not saying to stop doing Facebook ads or whatnot. We're just saying use that social proof inside your Facebook ad. A lot of the Smith.ai Facebook ads that we run are quotes from our customers because they're so powerful.
So powerful. Absolutely. And get more results too.
Yeah, absolutely. Keep the questions coming, guys. If you have more questions, that's what we're here for.
I love this question and answer thing.
Yes. So, you know, so we talked a little bit about like, if you're limited on time and you only have this much time to generate more positive reviews. But one thing we haven't talked about is replying to reviews. So I see all the time when I'm looking at reviews, customers that don't, or businesses rather, that don't reply to reviews. I'd love to hear your thoughts, Angelica. Let me have it. Let me have the truth.
Well, first of all, if you're not replying to reviews, Google might think that you're not a real business. So they'll be like, ooh, I don't know if these reviews are real. And ooh, I don't know if this is a real business. I'm not saying that they will, but there's a potential that they might suspend your account and think that you're not a real business. But you're also missing out on SEO value there, because responding to your reviews actually helps Google understand that you're a great answer to the question that Google gets asked. Like, for example, I need a plumber near me, or I need a plumber in Toronto. You're going to want to show up there because Google thinks that you're the right answer for that. And responding to your reviews gives Google an authentic view that you're a legitimate business and you actually help your customers. Of course, there's negative reviews. And people kind of get scared of those negative reviews and kind of just don't answer to them, especially when they're like not even real. So I see often people complaining about reviews saying something like, oh, sorry, like, I have won this much money with Bitcoin, or there's been an increase in my bank account because of this, or like those kind of things.
That is huge on Facebook right now.
Yeah, it's so fun.
Rampant on Facebook right now.
Yeah, the key thing there for that particular example, or no, actually for every example, is to make sure you respond to those as well. And just say, I'm sorry, we don't have you as a client or a record of you in our customer database. Please let us know if we can help you further. So that's just an example for those guys. There's a bunch of other negative reviews that we kind of, let me know if you want me to kick it off with some negative review responses as well, because I have a great,
let's do it.
I have a great source that I can link into the chat for you guys that helps answer negative reviews. One, I forgot to mention, one of the things that we talked about, what you asked me, why small businesses don't actually think reviews are important. One of the reasons why they shy away from it is because they're afraid of getting negative reviews. And what negative reviews do is they actually help you grow your business, because they're often missing expectations, or not like doing what you're promised. And it's great to have these reviews because they help you build your business and enhance your customer guidelines and expectations so that you can continue to create those great reviews. And shying away from that kind of feedback is not good, because it's just ways to grow your business. But also, if you're getting most of your reviews on Google and you have a 5-star rating, will you trust a company that has a 5-star rating? Like no 4-star ratings at all, no 3-star ratings at all? Or will you trust a company that has, let's say, 500 reviews and has a 4.5-star rating? Which one do you trust more? Probably the 4.5 one, right? Because you know that they're real reviews. In this day and age, people can buy reviews, and that's just not great. So shying away from those negative reviews is not necessarily a good plan, but I have some strategies that can help you actually answer those reviews in a way that doesn't affect you as much and make you feel like it's personally attacking you. First of all, it's important to be calm because oftentimes, especially when you work so hard in your business, you take it personally when somebody leaves you a negative review. You need to realize it's not against you. It's about the experience that they had and how, and you need to improve that experience for them. The next thing is to make sure you give them understanding and empathy that they're not 100% satisfied with their service. So apologize in some sort of way. Let them know that you're unhappy, that they're disappointed. And next, craft a thoughtful response. So again, circling back to number one, where you don't want to take it personally, take a step back, take a breath, chill, and then create your response and make sure that it has some sort of value in there that can help them create a way to take the conversation offline, which is the next step, so that they can eventually turn that 2-star into a 5-star, because that's ultimately the goal. And then you want to leverage your feedback for improvement. So like I mentioned, always use those reviews to better your business and just make sure that your staff is operating in the right way. Imagine getting reviews from one particular staff member that are always negative. What are you going to think about that staff member? Maybe something's missing. Maybe they need to improve their services. Maybe you need to get rid of them altogether. And then always encourage positive reviews, because a lot of times those people that are going to leave a negative review, they're going to go out of their way to do it, regardless of whether or not you ask them. It's those happy people that don't get the opportunity to leave that review because they don't really think that they need to. You want to optimize on those happy people and drown out those bad reviews with really happy and positive experiences. That's the nutshell of my negative review guide.
Right. So whenever you're responding to these reviews, how important is it to be timely? Like, when should you try to respond by? Within an hour, a day, 2 days? Is there a good guideline?
Right as soon as you don't believe you're going to leave a bad response. So after you've taken a breath and you're calm, I would say ASAP, right away, because it can snowball into something completely misunderstood after that. So you want to take the bull by the horns and nip it in the bud right away.
Okay, that makes total sense. And you mentioned gathering the positive reviews, and to me that's one of the hardest things to do is to proactively generate more positive reviews. And how would you what would you encourage a small business owner to do to get more positive reviews? Because we know that there's the black hat ways of doing it, which we don't encourage. Google does not encourage. They will blacklist you, or they will delete your account and all of that. So what ways would you encourage a small business owner or a medium-sized business owner to get more reviews?
Number one thing is to make sure that you ask, because if you're not asking, you're not going to get anything. Number two, there actually there's really two reasons why people don't leave reviews. So number one, sorry, I keep going number one, number two. Number one reason is because it's just too hard for them to get to that point. So like literally, if you think about it, you're going to have like a paralysis thought process when you're going on, someone asks you to leave a review and you're like, yeah, sure, I'll leave your review, but where do I leave it? Like, do I press this button over here? Do I go over here? I give up. I'm not going to leave a review. So you want to make that system super easy for the client. Give them a smart link, direct them exactly where they want to go. Again, Google, that's where I would send everybody. And then the second reason why people don't leave reviews and why they're not getting as many results as they want is because they just simply forget. I went to a restaurant last night. It was a great experience. It was the Keg. I don't know if you guys have the Keg in the States, but I had the most amazing prime rib there, and they asked me to leave a review. I still have not yet left a review. Not because I didn't want to, because I just like literally simply forgot. And people get busy, and it's just hard. So you want to plant that seed at least 3 to 4 times to get them to actually leave that review. Funny enough, with our reporting system at NiceJob, we find that I want to say like 80% of the reviews are actually left on that last communication that we have. And it's not because it's like rocket science. It's literally because that's the last time that they realize that they really need to leave that review, that they want to leave, because that service was great.
Let's say that you're struggling to get your team members, your employees, to simply ask, like, what sort of incentives do you have? Or would you recommend incentivizing team members or employees to get reviews? Have you seen success in that with that in the past?
I love that you said that, because I think it's great to incentivize great work from your techs or your employees. It also motivates them to be better employees, and it motivates them to do like great work. So I encourage people, even if they have a system in place, to let their employees know that they can ask for a review. And if they are mentioned in that review, that they will likely get a bonus for that review. I actually have that system implemented in my own business. Anytime one of our techs gets a review and they're mentioned in the review, they get a bonus. And we pay that out happily, because that's just extra credibility that our team members are real people and they're doing a great job. So absolutely, I think that's a great way to go about things.
I wasn't thinking that they weren't doing a good job, but as someone who can be quite shy, like I'm not quite as shy as some of my team members. I have worked with people that just are very shy and don't like asking things like that. So that's kind of what I was thinking of. How do you overcome that with team members?
You can't overcome that. You just got to implement a different system in place, get it automated, and
Get
take
it
it off their
automated.
hands.
That
Yeah.
is the answer. Get it automated.
I mean, you could try like hypnotherapy, but let's just be honest, that's a little bit more expensive.
Might be a little bit outside the scope of this webinar today.
Yeah.
So let's talk a little bit about like super fans or brand ambassadors, because you can definitely have those. And how do you identify those brand ambassadors, those super fans, and what do you do with them once you find one?
Oh, that's a great question. So we actually have a referral program that's implemented within my small business. And the easiest way to identify these people is to have one of these programs set up so that you can track who's been referring you and who's been screaming off the rooftops how amazing you are. I have it actually set up that after each 5 referrals, well, they actually get, where are you a super fan of? Or oh, that wasn't for me, right?
Oh no, that was just me asking in the chat, where are you a super fan of?
So where are you a super fan of? Blonde moment right now, sorry. Anyways, so my customers, they know that we have a referral program where they will get a certain percentage off their actually service once they, because most of my clients are recurring, they'll get a percentage off the service if they refer us to another client. And the super clients, or super fans rather, are not only bringing in extra referrals and extra revenue, they're also bringing in extra super fans potentials, because they're likely going to be just like the other people, because they're coming in as a referral. They're going to be like, hell yeah, these guys do a great job, I'm going to refer them too. But given a referral process in place, that also motivates them to shout out to rooftops that you're great. But it's great to identify those people and have a way to track that so that you can just reward them even more. I often give them like a bottle of wine after 5 referrals, or we just give them like a great Christmas gift after also. There's just lots of systems you can implement with that and reward, because those super fans are the people that drive the business.
Absolutely. We have quite a few that Smith.ai has a referral program as well. And we have quite a few that have referred so much business that they are free. They utilize our services for free. That's how many of their colleagues they've referred to us because they love us so much. I mean, every other day, oh, so and so told me about you, and I was like, yep, they're our number one fan. Yay.
You should reward those people.
Absolutely, absolutely. And that's why I asked in the chat, like, what are you a super fan of? Because everyone is a super fan of something, and so I'm just curious what everyone else is a super fan of. What are you a brand ambassador for? And do you have any brand ambassadors of your own? How are you encouraging them? What are you doing extra for them above and beyond to let them know how much you appreciate what they're doing for your business, because they truly are doing a ton for your business. Every time they bring you a new client, every time they talk about you on their LinkedIn page, they're doing you a great service for your business.
And they're actually getting those leads for a lot less than your regular cost of acquisition too. So it's a lot more profitable to lean on these super fans.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. That's right. So let's see, what else? What have we not talked about yet? I need to go back and look at the key learnings. So we were going to learn about.
I talk really fast, and I'm so sorry about that.
I just wanted to make sure we hit all of the bullet points that we wanted to talk about. So turning customers into brand ambassadors, you absolutely have to do that. Improve and leverage your brand's reputation, 24/7 availability. So that is something more on the Smith.ai side about being available 24/7 and what that means for your brand's reputation. So that means being available to answer the phone. And now this is where outsourcing comes in. If you're not available to answer the phone 24/7, that's what we do. We answer phones 24/7 so that anytime a client calls in, they have a friendly, smiling receptionist on the line that can give them that human touch to make sure that they are being heard, that they have someone there that can listen to their problem and that can make sure that they're being listened to. That's the number one thing, that is going to help with that 24/7 availability. And then you're not getting a nastygram on Google that says, oh, I tried to call and you didn't answer the phone because you close at 3 p.m. Well, we have lives. Though, we live in the Amazon world. So it's quite difficult now to manage that work-life balance and keep up with the demands that we all expect. I mean, we're all guilty of it, and I am too. So we talked a little bit about requesting reviews, about building a customer database. I would love to open it up for questions. There have to be burning questions here in the chat. Go ahead and post your questions in the chat if you have one. And if there are no questions in the chat, then I'm going to start asking more questions too. So,
while we're waiting for more questions, in terms of the 24/7 response rate, I think that's great because exactly like you mentioned, that's kind of like being a roadblock for somebody to just spew out their feelings on Google, for example, and you're there to like kind of ease it down and make it right for them and just create a better experience for them and solve their problem before it turns into something of a SHIT storm. So I think it's great that you guys have that service. Thank you.
Absolutely. Absolutely. We did get a question. Since you have a business, it says, not sure if it is brick or mortar or online, what processes do you use to request reviews and build a database of customer success stories? So that's a very big question there. Angelica?
Well, let me tell you a little story. So I started a cleaning business with my husband about 6 years ago. And I got sick of asking for reviews myself. So I went out to look for something that can automate that whole system for me. Then comes NiceJob. So I started using NiceJob with my business and my husband, and I automated the whole business to the point where I kind of said, hey, I don't need to work in this business anymore. Let me go find another job. And my experience with NiceJob was so amazing that I asked them, I'm like, are you guys hiring by any chance? So I got a job with NiceJob. And here I am almost 2 years later working for NiceJob. For me, it's what I use for actually getting reviews, remarketing those reviews, and sharing those reviews onto my platforms like social media and website. I can talk about that for a very long time, but only when Jessica lets me do it. So I
Why don't you dive into like the process of requesting reviews and building that database and the automation behind it, like what happens after the job is done.
Perfect. Okay. So when you're actually asking for reviews, you want to make sure that you're asking for them at the right time. So like the moment of peak happiness, the moment of wow. So
would that be before they get the invoice?
Good question. So we actually think that it's either times. They're expecting to get paid. They're expecting to pay for the service anyway. There is a bunch of automations that we have already created with like QuickBooks, for example, and it's on invoice sent, and not invoice paid, invoice sent, that we start the whole automation of asking for reviews. And then we send out a text and then 3 follow-up emails within a 2-week period, just gently reminding them to leave a review, because as you know, people like me forget to leave a review. And once they do leave a review, we actually kick them out of the campaign so they don't get bombarded with extra review requests, not turning that whole 5-star experience into a 3-star experience because they think that we're not listening to them. Once that happens, we actually share those reviews automatically onto your Facebook page, onto your LinkedIn page, onto your Twitter page, as long as it's linked up. And then we have widgets that share onto your, that are dynamic, and they share onto your website. And those widgets automatically update with each new review, so you don't have to worry about it being a static placement. It'll show up with the Google symbol as well, so you can backlink it to the actual review source. And that actually helps with SEO too, not just amazing recognition. After that, because we talked about referrals a little bit, I just want to add this in a little bit. When people are leaving reviews, we believe it's the most optimal time to ask referrals too, because they're already telling strangers how amazing they are. Might as well tell their friends and family about you too and get a reward for it. So we will send out a text and email saying, thank you so much for the great review. Please share us with your friends and you'll get this. This is depending on your state and what your rules and regulations are. Always follow your rules and regulations, because you don't want to get in trouble for anything. But if you are able to offer a referral bonus, it's really useful in these things.
So I have a 2-part question. How would you change your process if your customer, if you were providing a monthly or a weekly recurring service to your customer, or if your customer was, say, a one-time, like very large value, say like your customer came in, spent $20,000 with you, maybe they were purchasing a new car or a new roof or something that was high value. How would you change your review process based on those 2 different experiences? Because we have a very different a varied audience here.
Yes,
sorry,
of course.
My words are hard today.
No worries.
I'm ready for the holiday weekend.
Oh yeah, us too. Canada Day is coming up. Super fun times. Yeah, so for the $20,000 kind of transactions, you probably won't get as many of those throughout the year. I mean, depending on what business you have, I would definitely personalize those ones a little bit more. Ask them personally for a review, let them know how it helps you grow your business, and let them know that the people around them, the neighborhoods that you service, or the communities that you work within, will also see those reviews and see how great they are, so that they can continue to grow. Definitely do not shy away from doing an automated process for it afterwards, because even if you ask them that one time and you tell them what it means to them, what it means to you to actually get that review, they'll still forget. So it's important to make it easy for them to leave, and easy for them to actually be reminded, so that they can leave that review. For those customers that are reoccurring and they continue to, like for example, a cleaning service like mine, I have a certain amount of people that I service every month, and there's the same people. With NiceJob, we actually have a cool down period that can track with AI. I know that was mentioned earlier. Track that email address that has been already been asked for a review, and they've already left that review. They won't get asked again for a cool down period of 6 months. So it makes it very easy for them to be re-entered into the program after the 6-month cool down period, so they don't get asked over and over and over again. It's only once, and then they give a break, and then they get asked again after that break is ended. I've actually changed that 6-month period for my business to 4 months, because it's a setup by default. I find that my customers will be happy to leave a review sooner rather than later. So you can change that process however you like.
Oh, I like that. I like being able to customize things whenever I'm using a platform. So customization to me is really important.
Everything is customizable, but it's also A/B tested for success in a way that we believe will make it work best.
Exactly. And I know that you have a special offer for Smith.ai customers and anyone that is watching this webinar today. Would you like to talk about that?
Yeah.
We only have 10 minutes left. So anybody, if there's questions, put them in the chat, because we only have 10 minutes left, and I would love to answer any questions that there are. But this is an amazing offer. We often get offers from our partners, and none of them have been this good. None of them.
Well, we're so confident in our product that we believe that you're going to love it anyway, and we want to make sure that you can try it with no strings attached. So here we go.
Josh asked a question about can we receive the recording after? Absolutely. I'm going to email the recording later this afternoon.
So in terms of, oh wait, let me just double check here. This is the one. Yeah. In terms of what NiceJob does, just want to reiterate it so you can understand what you're signing up for when you do sign up. We make it very easy to ask for reviews, making sure that it's asked each time at the right time. And we have a sequence that's already set up by default and A/B tested for success, which you can customize, like I mentioned, but it's good to keep it as is. And then we make it very easy for your customers to leave. We have a very easy, quick call to action and a smart link that takes them directly to where they want to leave that review. And it prioritizes the sites which way you want it, like for example, Google.
Yeah. So which review sites do you integrate with? Google, Facebook, which others do you work with?
TripAdvisor, Zillow, HomeStars, Home Advisor. Those are the ones off the top of my head. I can actually pull them up for you right now. There's that sale. I just gave you a sneak peek, sorry. Here are the review sites: Better Business Bureau, Capterra, City Search, G2, Yelp, and Yellow Pages. So these guys.
Awesome, thank you.
And since we're on that topic, we also integrate directly with quite a few apps as well. You notice over here, these are all the apps. FreshBooks and QuickBooks are ones that most people will also be using. So it's an easy way to actually just quickly connect. But there's a number of other options that we have, CRMs, and of course a Zapier API that can connect pretty much with thousands of other programs. But back to my offer. Where did it go? Over here. So yeah, really easy call to action. And then we'll automatically share those reviews onto your Facebook page, onto your all those other social media pages, like I mentioned before. But I actually want to show you my website, actually, because like I mentioned, I am one of the NiceJob users. And this is actually a NiceJob website. We also do websites, just an FYI, but I'm not sure how much we want to get into that. So this is my favorite widget. This right here is a story, our stories widget, and it shares all your reviews dynamically on the page. Then it also shows this little guy over here that pops up every 30 seconds or so, making your site dynamic and adding more trust and getting people excited to actually book with you right away. But this stuff actually contributes to your SEO and gives you extra value because they're also clickable to the actual review source. There you go. That's G-Power Cleaning Services, my cleaning service. And then what we're offering is, drum roll, NiceJob for $1. So you already get a 14-day free trial. Within that free trial, we will set you up with one of our activation specialists, which you can book an appointment with, and they'll get you set up with however you have a CRM or an accounting software, or just do it manually yourself. But then for that first month, it'll be $1. The regular price is $75 a month. This is all month to month, no commitments, no strings attached. You can even just try it for $1, and then if you don't like it, you skedaddle. If you like it, which I'm sure you will, you'll just keep going and being a lifer like I am. But yeah, that's our offer. So NiceJob for $1 for the first month. You can scan that QR code to get to our page. It'll give you some more information about what we actually do and the offer. And I'll give you guys a quick moment over there to try that out.
Yep. And I'm going to send everything out later this afternoon to all the attendees and all the registrants. So you'll be able to get this QR code later today. I'll also send out a link to NiceJob and how to get started. I'll send a link to Smith.ai and more information about Smith.ai. Although I think that everyone in the live event today is a Smith.ai client, yay! But if you're watching this on the stream, or if you're watching this on YouTube, hello, I'm Jessica with Smith.ai, and we are a 24/7 virtual receptionist service. We also do sales outreach and website chat. So I'll send out the information on how to get in touch with us as well if you're interested in that. Are there any questions, any final questions for myself or Angelica?
Also wanted to add a final added bonus. This is the negative review guide if you guys want to check it out.
Oh yeah, thank you.
So you can scan that as well. It's free. But I'd love to see if there's any more questions.
I'm going to scan this myself.
Enjoy.
I'm going to send this to Samir in our group chat.
Perfect. NiceJob actually has a blog on it too, but this is just my interpretation of how to respond to negative reviews.
Brilliant. All right, guys. Well, if there's no further questions, thank you all for attending and have a great day. Have a great holiday weekend too. Bye.
Yeah, happy Independence Day. Yay.
That's right. Thank you. Bye, everyone.
Bye.